We're coming back. Yeah. Hey everybody, I'm JVonD, and I'm going to show you some really cool routing, advanced routing techniques and reason for, in this scenario, it's a radio station setup that I use all the time. And one of the greatest things about Reason is that you can run it at like half the sample buffer that you would with any other digital audio workstation. I've used pretty much all of them, like Pro Tools, Studio One. Reason you can run at like 64, where something like Pro Tools you'd be running at like over 128, and that wouldn't be recommended for a real-time audio system setup, that's for sure. So, Reason has the main mixer. I'm just going to shut that because I'm not even going to use it. I think I use like one noise gate and that's it. Everything that I want to focus on, I stashed it all into this insert effects on the master section, and bam, there's all the goods. So I got 9 6x2 mixers, and I have one 14x2 mixers. I named it the Super Mix. And what's cool about this is you can use the programmer with all this stuff. And a lot of people probably don't even know what the programmer is, but as soon as you open it up, you'll notice that there's 4 knobs, 4 buttons. And we're going to focus on this top one, the transfer button. It's rotary 1. And I mapped one knob to that transfer button, rotary 1. If we look over here in the Super Mix, we can see rotary 1 is all stacked up and changing a ton of things, basically just the levels. If we scroll down here and look at the Super Mix, watch those faders when I do this knob. One knob movement. Here we go. So there you have it. I mean, we're controlling like something like 6 faders or something, but look up here at this out to conference mixer. Check this out. Same knob is controlling 4 mutes. So this is my fail-safe knob. It's like saves you like such a headache, like because in my scenario, I go from the control room out to the performance area and jam. So instead of pulling back in a normal scenario, you'd pull back on a bunch of faders, maybe do some mutes, maybe even crank up the PA in the other room on one of the knobs. But in this scenario, I mapped it all to one knob. And as long as I turn that knob, I know that everything is perfect and I can go jam and not have to worry about it. So that right there should blow your mind. We're going to talk about some more of the routing here in a little bit. I just want to go over some of the other inputs I have set up. So here's my samples channel, which has an NXT sampler in it. Just has like my clap track, stuff like that. And my intro sounds, my outro sounds. Here's my ambient track, which has just a rainstorm file in it. The way I get this to start is just by hitting the play button. There's a little MIDI note in.
But the good news is, it's bad news, but not that bad. There was a fire. But the good news is, it's bad news, but not that bad. There was a fire. But the good news is, it's bad news, but not that bad. There was a fire. But the good news is, it's bad news, but not that bad. There was a fire. But the good news is, it's bad news, but not that bad. There was a fire. But the good news is, it's bad news, but not that bad. There was a fire. But the good news is, it's bad news, but not that bad. There was a fire. But the good news is, it's bad news, but not that bad.